Hey, folks, welcome to 30 in 5 here on 560WIND.com. I am Mike North. Hope everybody is having a great Monday and hope everybody has a great week. 99999. That's the new plan. At least that was the old plan. Set in the 90s, Herman Cain today being accused by Politico of sexual harassment to two women during the 90s, of which he settled out of court reportedly for 5 figures. Okay? So that is the new 99999 plan. Here's the thing about settling out of court when you're a billionaire or a millionaire, or even if you got a lot of money and you don't feel you want to go through it. It don't mean it happened. Okay? As far as we know, they're not going to talk about it. It was part of the settlement. They don't want to talk about it because if they talk about it, they will be tagged for the rest of their lives as maybe not being able to get jobs or whatever. Now they got a new payday coming, these two young ladies who basically, or old ladies or whoever they are, who basically sees running for president. All of a sudden, they weren't supposed to talk about it, but it leaks out. So they're trying to bend some arms. Here's what I'm going to do. If you groped a couple women, shame on you. If you settled out of court, maybe it didn't happen. But everybody's thinking it did happen because that's the way the sexual harassment laws are in this country. The man always did something, although we have found in numerous cases the man did nothing. And the women basically get jobs at certain places to make money. It does happen, folks. False accusation. So let's just wait and see what happens. That being said, because of this, because of these two incidences, I'm voting for him anyway. Because you know what? At least the guy proves he's alive. What are we going to do? Put somebody up there who never did anything wrong? Huh? You know what religious people have gotten in trouble. People are people. Everybody's got flaws. And if you want somebody good to run for president, you got to accept some of the flaws sometimes. I have too many. That's why I am running on the too many skeletons in the closet ticket. So Herman, just give me a better answer next time. Don't say, have you ever harassed somebody? That's not the answer. And we're hearing that Herman Cain and his camp knew about this 10 days ago. And by the way, while we're at it, the guy that smoked during his campaign ad that everybody's aghast about, get over it. Get over it. It's legal. If the guy wants to smoke during an ad, that just shows you a freedom that once again is being taken away by a lot of people. And for Bob Schaefer yesterday on Meet the Press, or the CBS Morning News or whatever he's on. And I like Bob to say, well, I once had cancer. I'm offended. Hey, Bob, don't inject yourself into this story. For you to editorialize what happened to you, Herman Cain had cancer too. He has no problem with it. And I have people that have had cancer in my family. Some of them may have problems with your ad, but I don't either. So, Bob, quit making yourself the story. I mean, that showed me basically a flaw in your game. That's why you've never been a number one. Also, JetBlue. 7 hours in an airplane. 7 hours in an airplane. No food, no water, okay? And no bathrooms. How was everybody when they got off that plane? The pilot finally had to call somebody, the police, and say, can somebody get us up here, get a ramp or something that people could come down on? Because, you know what? It was bad weather, but you're only allowed to keep people on a plane no longer than 3 hours, and you're supposed to give them food and water. JetBlue is in a heap of trouble. I'm Mike North for the Village of Rosemont. From the 9th largest convention center to restaurants to theaters, sports venues, and hotels. 5 minutes from O'Hare, you got it all here. Rosemont, you can't miss it. You know, the economy, I heard, is in bad trouble. I don't know if you guys have heard that. Well, you know, Halloween, people are spending $72 a person. They have now just jettisoned Halloween in the second biggest commercial holiday. I remember when Halloween was shaving cream, eggs, and some candy, and some people would throw change in your bag. You'd come home and get fat, and that was it. There'd be a few lights and nothing. Well, take it from me, a man who knows about Halloween, who's going to have about 800 kids here today. Halloween is the second biggest commercial holiday after Christmas. Yet, we keep hearing about the economy, yet adults are dressing up like cats and walking down the street and going to parties. Monday, not a good day to have. Hey, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, this just in to the north-to-north.com newsroom, where we have people on standby around the clock. Tony La Russa, 33 years, has retired from the game. That's what I call going out on top, but I also feel Tony feels bad about what happened okay, in that one game with the bullpen and everything else. I think he's lost probably a little off his game, yet the guy who wins the World Series goes out on top. In the meantime, in a similar story, the Cubs are still talking to Mike Waddie. Isn't that excited? If you're the Cubs, don't you try to bring La Russa in? Don't you give him one big pitch? Also today, the weather outside, very nice, very breezy, very fall-like. Check it around the country, folks. Also, thanks for joining us on 30 and 5 on 560WIND.com. I'm Mike North for the Village of Rosemont. From the 9th largest convention center to restaurants to theaters, sports venues, and hotels. 5 minutes from O'Hare, you got it all here. Rosemont, you can't miss it.